Abraham Firkovich was this Karaite who was given a mandate by the Russian Tsar to go and investigate the history of the Jews, and particularly of Karaite Jews. And he traveled around the world looking for manuscripts and bought them. And eventually he sold them, or his estate in some cases sold them after he died, to what became the Russian National Library in St. Petersburg. And the largest collection of, let's say, old Hebrew Bible manuscripts in the world today is in the Russian National Library in St. Petersburg. It's called the First Firkovich Collection and the Second Firkovich Collection. Now, one of the things that Firkovich is notorious for having done was he's accused of having doctored the dates on some of these manuscripts. So Hebrew dating is really the rabbinical system of the creation of the world, but Karaites used it too. And for example, right now we're recording this in 2022, but in the Hebrew year is 5783. Okay, so now when you write those dates in Hebrew, the 5000 is written by a hey with a little chupchik, a little line over it or next to it. And it's really easy to change a hey 5000 into a daled 4000. And Firkovich is accused of having done that. And what he did is if it's true that he did that, he then took let's say a manuscript, that was a codex, not a Torah scroll, because Torah scrolls don't have dates written on them. You're dating it based on the style of the writing. So what he did apparently, or what he's accused of having done, is taken a year, something from the 15th century and made it the 5th century, right? By just scratching off the left leg of the hay. That's one thing he's accused of having done. The other thing he's accused of having done was really just manufacturing colophons, that is, little inscriptions in the manuscript that says, this was written in such and such a year. And particularly one example is the Derbent scroll, which is a Torah scroll, which strangely has a colophon. And this is, I have to say, is one of the unusual things about these Torah scrolls in the St. Petersburg collection of Firkovich, is some of them have authentic colophons. And again, a colophon is when the scribe finishes writing, he says, I finished this on such and such a date in such and such a year in such and such a place. So there's really important information. Normally Torah scrolls don't have them. And the Torah scrolls that do have them, those colophons are fake, except in the Firkovich collection isn't the only exception, because there's other ones I've seen that are authentic, but probably the largest concentration of authentic colophons in Torah scrolls in the world is in the St. Petersburg collection. I asked to see those and wasn't allowed to see those. I wasn't given those. I was given 9. Honestly, I was given, I won't go into it. It wasn't exactly what I asked for, but I was happy to get what I could get. So this was collected by Firkovich, but he didn't get all of the pieces of the other scroll that we talked about because they were smaller fragments, and some ended up in Oxford and some ended up in Cambridge. And now we can reunite those pieces into a single scroll. In this case, that's not what happened. In the case of Parchment Scroll 3, it's intact, right? Meaning there's like little chunks that are missing, but other than that, the scroll is almost entirely intact.